Welcome to part 2 of creating snapshots. Now if you remember, in part 1 we created 3 snapshots. We looked at how it affected them, we looked at our file structures, and then we reverted back to 2, and as you can see here we are currently sitting on snapshot 2. Okay, and so we can see before 1 and before 2. Now what happens if we go back to 3? Alright, we'll go back to 3. Any changes that I made right there on 2 would be lost, but I didn't make any changes, so no problem. We're just moving around here to learn how this thing's thinking and what it's doing. And so now we open back up, and here we are. We're back on 3. But now here's something you got to watch. You will hear about merge. And how do I merge something? Well, you don't. The way you merge something is just delete something. Let's think about this. If I go in here and delete 2, well, I've made changes on 3 that I probably wanted. And so if I delete 2, it won't merge these changes to 1, but it will merge all children. Anything to the right here, it will merge these into what's left here. Okay, so 3 will basically become a merge of these. All right, and so what I'm going to do is right click here, and I'm going to delete 2. And it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to delete snapshot 2? And I say yes, and notice it's going to clean up deleted files. And now you notice that I only have a snapshot 1 and a snapshot 3. And so now let's go back to 3 and let's restore that snapshot now. And you'll just have to play with this until you kind of burn it into your brain that it makes sense, because it can still get quite confusing, especially if you're working with a tree. Alright, and so if I go into the manager now, you'll notice I'm on snapshot 3, but notice I see 2 and 3 because when 3 was out there it included 2, and so we had to merge all that together so that 3 would be there. Okay, so it didn't actually do a merge, you just kind of put them all together. Now if I go back to 1, you'll see here that once 1 gets back up, no big change has happened. It's showing me that as of right now it's in the process of restoring, but I'm already part of the way at least back to 1. I can see it graphically. I'm going to be on snapshot 1 when this comes up. You're going to see here it's going to take me back to that state, so I can very easily move from any of these states to the others. And when you delete certain states, the results get merged, but only merged to the right, not to the left. And so notice this is taking a little longer, and working with these snapshots can get a little bit cumbersome on time sometimes. But notice when we go back, we're right back to where we were with 1. Okay, so snapshots are a great idea. There are some best practices. We're going to talk about that in a separate video, but I wanted you to see this. And again, get you a virtual machine, drop you a file out here, name it, take a snapshot, drop you another file, name it, take a snapshot, and do it in a way that makes sense to you so that you can look at these things, delete them, do all kinds of things, and understand what it's saving and how it's working out here. That's the best way to figure out how these snapshots are behaving. Snapshots are good, but if you get confused, you can lose some data with these things. Okay, so play with them, get comfortable with them, be very careful, but just wanted to show you how to create these things and how to think through how they behave.